in the Kioti 6010, and here's what I think I know. It's got a pretty good, feels like it's got a pretty good bit of build quality in it. It's, with the exception of the cheesiness of these vents, it's kind of nice. It's got a big sun visor, a rear view mirror, 4 vents to a side, and what's really kind of interesting on it is that it has a defrost, heat on the operator and defrost, and then just on the operator. I've been trying out the air conditioning and the heat, and the heat works pretty good. The air conditioning I can't really tell because it's kind of cold out anyway. So it's not particularly loud. There's the fan that blows is located right above the operator, so you do get a noise. But what is kind of interesting here is try to focus on this. Is there's you can go recirc or fresh, and that's literally a big kind of clunky thing going on here. The blank for the radio. There's a on-off light for dome light. It doesn't have a courtesy light, so when you open up the door, it doesn't kick on. There's no halfway point. It's got kind of an interesting feature when you lift up the 3-point. If you have this on auto, it will automatically shut power to the rear PTO so that you don't, maim your dog or something like that with a brush hog. And when you set it back down, it'll kick back on. The window wash is right here, and it squirts on the side like yay. You can get a rear wiper for it. Lights are also located on the B column here. You got a speaker in the rear corners. That's kind of standard fare. Windows open up not as far as the Massey, but kind of standard for everybody. They capture a little bit of air. I like the way the Massey windows open way up. The rear window opens up on one hydraulic ram instead of 2. And the rear window is partially obscured by, I can spin around so you can see it better, partially obscured by where the windshield wiper motor and mount would be here. I guess the goal here is don't look to the left. I do like where they got the slow moving vehicle sign up high there. It's pretty much out of visual range unless you're going to be bashing through trees. The engine is a Tier 4, and it's relatively quiet. I'm idling. It's a little 3-cylinder, so its idle is a little higher, but it's not bad. Kind of give you an idea, this is my voice as a reference. Hydraulics are, the feel is that they're slightly faster than Kubota, slightly faster than Mahindra 6010. A little slower than Massey. Massey's hydraulics, I think, are second to none. And Massey, if I recall right, also has the highest gallon, on their secondary pump, has the highest gallon pump rate as far as bench racing spec sheets. The cab on this is open and airy. They've got a push button here. So everybody's got a little difference. They The only guys that don't put a nice little interior cover like this on here is Mahindra, and Mahindra is a less expensive tractor. The grab handle here is bolted on, and it's too small. I wish it was like everybody else, a big, generous grab handle going way up, just a big welded on piece of kit. There is no grab handle on the right-hand side. I'd be willing to bet you could buy one of those and tap and drill it in, or drill and tap it in. Mirrors are optional on this machine, but this machine's got them. What else can I talk about here? The throttle is in a nice natural spot. It's up on the side here where you can get at it. 3 spools are in a good spot. They don't come with any spools, so you have to add them all. That's kind of annoying, but the price isn't bad. Another electric hydrostat, and the knob is the way to go. They have a switch for no stalling. I cannot imagine why you wouldn't have this on unless you were having to run high RPM. Linked pedal makes it drive like a car. You push on the forward or back levers, and the engine, it's matched with the engine rev, and it takes off. There's the mystery button, which I forgot to find out about. I do like the fact that PTO engagement is up here. Again, I'm turned to my right now, and I would probably be looking backward, steering with my left hand, which is holding the camera, and looking in back at whatever I'm operating, and it's not bad. The bulkhead, I do hit my knee here, but my knee is, somebody thought about this and they put a little knockout here so you could turn better, and that's a good idea. It would be even better if they just got rid of this bulkhead as much as possible, so you could really just turn sideways. The seat is a light colored fabric, which just says to me I'm designed to get dirty. I have this vision that I'm going to be changing out to a Grammar 95 seat anyway, with the adjustable back, and I don't know if I'll get that in vinyl, so it's durable, or the charcoal colored cloth. But no matter what, I will not put on an orange and white textured seat. It does have that Herman Miller out of the 80s look about it, but it is what it is. What else can I tell you? This is the smallest engine out of all the tractors I'm looking at, which, you know, being small, it's I hope it's got power. It's also got a slightly different style of doing the pins. I'm trying to get it so we can see that there. Well, it's not coming on up. Anyway, there's one big fat lever that does both pins, and that's, instead of 2 smaller levers. It is still a skid style pin. You see the skid style pins there. A little different. I'm told it works. I didn't buy, I'm getting to be an old man myself. I don't want to do extra work, so I did not remove the bucket, but that is what it is. They offer a power beyond third function, which what that allows you to do, with instead of using a diverter valve on the tilt, with a true third function, you can do all 3 functions. So like tilt, up and down, and then that third function all at the same time. Kind of give you an idea how much faster the hydraulics are. I'm going to rev up the engine to 2,000 RPM. There is a float function on this loader. I can feel it, which is cool. All the way on up. back it off. This is PTO power. In fact, I keep hitting, I'll have to get used to it. The third function's a little, or the float function's a little too easy to hit. And here comes the guys. They're going to talk to me about the tractor. Guess the demo's over with. Okay, we had our chat. They found out I'm okay. At this Kioti dealer, I had to chase down Highway 10 a little bit to get into kind of an empty lot. There's about a 5-foot high berm next to me, and they, I don't know, I'm off their property, so they were checking to make sure I wasn't Scrooged, stuck. Which, incidentally, these vehicles do not move if you're not in a high, medium, or low gear. So, and that's kind of true with all of them. Cup holder here, big giant cup holder on the left, and then smaller happy cup holder on the right. And there is no provision for holding file folders or anything like that. And there is kind of a neat feature on the back, which it amounts to no more than just a bleed out valve. But for the 3-point, if you raise it up and you get on outside in the back, you can manually lower the 3-point by just pulling a valve, and it just relieves pressure off there and allows the 3-point to sink. So you can kind of sneak up on a whatever you're hooking up on the back. They've got knockouts for switches in the fenders, but there's nothing there. So it's like maybe next year's model will be even cooler. They've got a window down here. In fact, can you see that? You see that red knob in the lower left? Right there? Red knob. That's what you would pull to drop the 3-point down when you're in the back. And that's pretty cool. Speaking of which, everything is adjustable, and that's par for the course in this class, the tractor. You get to see one that isn't. I think that's all I know. Plus, I have very clear gauges. They don't have a lot of digital stuff. And one thing I do not like about this particular tractor is there's no readout on how long it's going to be until you need to regen the particulate filter. It'll put you in a limp home mode if you're trying to do it. If you're not at a fast idle, you won't even know that's happening, I'm told. But this machine, if you're needing to work it, can screw you over in the sense that it'll stop, put you in a limp home mode, and regenerate. And you don't know when that's going to happen. It's like Windows 2. When will it crash next? I don't know. Bam, it would. Millennials won't get that joke. Alright, that's all I know about the Kioti 6010.